If you're looking to lose weight, boost your energy levels, and improve your health overall, this video is for you. We're going to be talking about 5 easy and sustainable ways to train your body to burn fat for energy more efficiently. This is going to increase your body's metabolic flexibility, so you can switch between burning glucose and carbohydrates and fat for energy seamlessly. By the end of this video, you're going to have a clear understanding of how to get your body into fat burning mode and keep it there, helping you achieve your weight loss goals and enhance your health. So let's start off by talking about what metabolic flexibility is. Metabolic flexibility refers to your body's ability to efficiently switch between burning carbs and fat for energy. In an ideal situation, your body should be able to switch to burning fat for energy when you haven't eaten for several hours. This is going to prevent energy crashes and keep you fueled throughout the day, despite not eating recently. On the flip side, your body should also be able to use carbohydrates and glucose efficiently in situations where you need quick energy, like for a high intensity workout. The problem is that most people nowadays have poor metabolic flexibility. And this is because we are so used to eating high amounts of carbohydrates and eating them frequently that we don't give our bodies a chance to switch over to that fat burning mode. As a result, when our glucose levels drop, we experience energy crashes, cravings, and other unpleasant side effects like headaches and irritability. This inflexibility can also contribute to insulin resistance, a condition where your cells don't respond properly to insulin, leading to elevated blood sugar levels and increased fat storage. And insulin resistance also eventually leads to prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. So how can we train our bodies to use fat for energy more efficiently? How can we improve our metabolic flexibility? Here are 5 proven strategies you can try. The first one is to shorten your feeding window. This concept is rooted in the idea that our bodies are always in one of 2 states. We're either in a fed state or a fasted state. After you eat, you enter a fed state, where fat burning is put on hold and fat storage increases. Once your body is fully digested and processed your last meal, you enter a fasted state, where your body begins to burn fat for energy instead of relying on glucose. If you are someone who eats every couple of hours from the moment you wake up until right before you go to bed, you are spending the majority of your day in a fed state and relying primarily on carbohydrates and glucose for energy. This constant feeding contributes to metabolic inflexibility, where your body struggles to switch to burning fat. To counteract this, you can shorten your feeding window. For example, if you typically have breakfast at 6 a.m., try eating it at 7 or 8 a.m. instead. And if you typically have your last bite of food, maybe you're a nighttime snacker at 10 or 11 p.m., try to stop eating a few hours earlier. This gives your body more time in a fasted state, allowing it to adjust to burning fat for energy. Now, this doesn't have to be drastic right off the bat. A shorter feeding window is not always better. You need to do what's sustainable. And if you're going from eating 16 hours a day and then you try to eat all of your meals within a 4-hour window, you're just gonna crash and burn. Try shortening it by an hour or 2 to start off, and shorten it a little bit more if you can. For most people, I find that a fasting window between 12 to 16, maybe 18 hours is ideal. This can look like having your last meal and finishing it at 6 p.m. and then not eating again till 10 a.m. the following morning. The second thing you can do is to stop snacking between meals. This ties in with the concept of fasting and staying in a fasted state longer throughout the day. Every time you eat, your blood sugar and insulin levels rise, and you return to a fed state, where your body relies on glucose instead of fat for energy. By snacking throughout the day, you're constantly spiking your insulin levels, which prevents your body from burning fat. Instead, try to focus on eating 2 to 3 main meals per day. And as much as you can, try to avoid snacking in between. Now, if you do find that you are hungry in between your meals, 9 times out of 10, this means you're not eating enough protein. And spoiler alert, most people aren't. So up your protein and you're gonna notice a big difference. Protein is key for regulating our hunger. Now, this approach of snacking less gives your body time to fully digest each meal and enter a fasted state, where fat burning can take place. Basically, it just helps us to spend more time in a fasted state each day, which improves our ability to use fat for energy. Number 3 is to prioritize your sleep. And this one often gets overlooked. Proper sleep is absolutely critical for proper metabolic function. If you do everything else that we talk about today, but your sleep isn't on point, you are consistently not getting enough sleep or not getting enough quality sleep, it is extremely difficult to see results. Your sleep really needs to be the first thing you get in check. Even one night of poor sleep can throw your metabolism off balance, When you don't get enough rest, hormones that regulate hunger and metabolism, like insulin and cortisol, can become dysregulated. This can lead to elevated insulin levels, which put your body in fat storage mode instead of fat burning mode. And it's gonna take you longer to get into fat burning mode again. My number one tip for improving your sleep quality is to manage your light exposure. If you find it difficult to fall asleep at night, this is what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, get outside as soon as possible. Exposure to natural sunlight in the morning sets a timer for when melatonin, the sleep hormone, is going to be released later that night. And this is one of the main ways that we sync our circadian rhythm. Now, this doesn't have to be for a long time, 10, 15, 20 minutes. That usually does the trick. But you can't be wearing sunglasses. You can't be viewing sunlight through a window. You need to be outside. Go for a quick walk and you're going to sleep better that night. Trust me. Now, on the flip side to this, you want to limit your light exposure in the evening because bright lights in our homes, bright lights on our devices, these can trick our bodies into thinking it's still daytime and suppress melatonin, which can make it difficult to sleep. So turn off overhead lights, try to rely on lamps, and if you can switch some of your light bulbs to red lights instead, these don't impact melatonin. Blue light blocking glasses, also a great option. And there are also certain supplements that I recommend as well. One of the main ones being GABA. GABA helps to promote relaxation and improve sleep quality. I really like the GABA supplement from Sowell Health. It's called Calm. Not only does it contain GABA, but it also combines it with inositol, magnesium, and other nutrients as well, all of which have been clinically proven to promote relaxation, to reduce stress, and to improve sleep. 1 scoop of Calm before bed, and you're gonna sleep like a baby. You can head to healthcoachkait.com/getsocalm. I'll put that link in the description box down below. And if you do decide to buy it, make sure you use code KATE10 because that's gonna save you 10% off your order. The fourth way is to engage in low intensity aerobic exercise. I'm talking walking, jogging, swimming, cycling, anything like that. When we do these types of exercise, our body is using mainly fat for energy. But the key here is to keep the intensity low enough that you're able to sustain the activity for a longer period of time without becoming out of breath. You should be able to hold a conversation and breathe entirely throughout your nose when you're performing this exercise. If you're not able to do this, if you're breathing too heavily, then that's when you're switching over to using glucose to fuel that exercise. So this might feel really slow at the start, but honestly, it's so much more effective for fat burning if you can keep your heart rate lower. You don't have to track your heart rate as long as you're able to, like I said, hold a conversation, breathe entirely through your nose without strain, then you know you're in the right spot. Incorporating these types of exercises into your routine several times a week can improve your metabolic flexibility and enhance your body's fat burning capabilities. And finally, the fifth thing you can do is to adopt a low carb diet. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose. This is what your body is going to primarily use for energy when it's available. It's a quick energy source. And that's the appeal. But most of us nowadays, we're not living a life where we need a really quick energy source. By reducing carbohydrates in your diet, you force your body to rely more on fat for energy. And this is a more long-lasting fuel source. You're gonna experience fewer crashes in your energy and your mood throughout the day. When you focus your meals around protein and healthy fats instead of carbohydrates, your body quickly adapts to using fat as its primary fuel source. This dietary approach not only promotes fat burning, but also makes it easier for your body to switch between burning fat and glucose when needed, increasing your metabolic flexibility. The longer you maintain a low-carb diet, the more metabolically flexible you're gonna become. But you don't have to be perfect about it. If you have days where you eat more carbohydrates, that's not the end of the world. Remember that your goal is metabolic flexibility. You want to be able to use both fuel sources efficiently. But this isn't an all or nothing approach. Generally, if you can keep your carbohydrates below 100 grams in a day, this is gonna be extremely beneficial for most people. If you do wanna take it up a notch, you can keep your carbs below 50 grams in a day. This is gonna allow you to get into that fat burning state a bit quicker. But honestly, for most people, less than 100, that works well. Now, I wanna hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Is the concept of metabolic flexibility new to you? Are you a fat burner or a carb burner? Do you find it difficult to go several hours without eating? If so, that means you're a sugar or a carb burner and could mean your metabolic flexibility isn't great, but that's okay. Apply these tips and you're gonna see improvements pretty quickly. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.